Okay, Victor, if you've just arrived, I need you upstairs taking statements, please.
This is my life now.
Next unit to arrive, there's lots of notes all over the ground. I need you documenting everything here, including the blood trail and everything.
Okay, fine, I'm on that.
Thank you, Remy.
By 1623. Where are
We're
you
going
inside
to be
the house, Alice?
downstairs.
Inside?
Inside.
Inside the building, the door opens.
You're gonna give me a separate statement?
That's fine. I'm gonna go to the street to the north of us just to make sure there's no one overlooking.
Great Knight's already here. There's no one so far.
Confirm.
I'm on the street, up and down the road, just checking out for any vehicles that maybe leave here or there.
Great Knight's clearing just the
Present
bushes
15
to the-
Pasadena statement.
No, I haven't. I honestly, I don't have any desire to play Doombots. I think the game mode is ass. On me. Wait. Huh? Oh my god, this is gonna... I don't remember the exact,
Rhodes, as soon as we are ready to move, can you push ahead and clear the hospital? I'll let you know when we're loading them up.
A firm. They do, but we had to spend 180 grand on an 8-speed. to go past 137, which was rough. Also, I fucking hate the 8-speed. It randomly kicks back into manual mode sometimes, and I don't know why. I have no idea if the change is permanent. I have not parked it. No, it's my my build the key. I don't press for anything. Like ever.
Alright, we're bringing him out and gonna load him into the ambo.
Confirm. I'll break ahead. I'm gonna head east on Wispy Mound and then cut south.
If either of the two units that have just come 41 could go and help Rosie at the hospital, that would be wonderful.
We're in 776. Empty.
Just in case.
Charlie 1676. CMC critical.
Whoever's taking statements from those guys outside, there was multiple of them inside. Make sure that they haven't taken anything from inside, please.
So I went east on Wispy Mound, all the way south on Alta, and then cut east on Innocence. I haven't seen anything. No people hiding in garages or parking lots on the way here. Okay, I pressed my up key, which is not my keybind for shifting. It was. It still said it. And I don't know why. I then have to press my sequential thing twice. The only thing I've seen was a Thrax registered at Dante Rivers on the corner of Strawberry and Innocence, facing southbound.
That's interesting because I got that plate leaving from the Bay City Incline area.
No longer here. The lights were off and everything, but it was... And it happened again.
1623 CMC.
Okay, of note, it seems as though Dante Rivers has a lot of their vehicles parked behind the cash exchange by the VU. So this might just be an area in which he owns a property or has access to a property. However, 390 has to take a brief nap. I'm just gonna need a couple minutes.
Is
See, Braids, when you get back, I'll probably have a subpoena ready for you to sign. I'm doing it just to be on the safe side of things.
Hey, firm. What if I wait? Hold on. What if I? Police cuff, run plate. But up is definitely causing it somehow, but it's not bound to anything else, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll restart.
Alice, can you let me in, please?
Now, the other weird thing is when okay, so something is definitely off because right now when I'm in sequential like auto, pressing up or down doesn't change gears. Even though it had an overlapping keybind. Okay, let me reword this. Before, pressing up would shift up and pressing down would shift down, but it would also run plates. It was my front plate and rear plate like reader button, right? If I press those now while in sequential but auto, it doesn't change the gears. But before it did. Like, it's still not changing the gears. So there's definitely overlap with something regarding it. I don't know what it is. I guess what I'm saying is, why with sequential before did it change gears? And now it doesn't. The only thing being keybind itself is different, but like they should do the same thing. I don't think I have it bound to anything. It's also not the toggle. Because the toggle is my tilde key, so like above tab to the left of 1. It's already happened. Okay. Press up. Nope. I want you to know I'm spamming up and down. Up arrow, down arrow right now. Nothing has happened so far, except the crashing. Maybe I did just need a restart? I don't know. What's happening? Pressing my up arrow is forcing the mode of the sequential to change. But it's not. All right, let me find vehicle cruise control, faster, slower, don't need those.
Radio check.
Take that into.
Alright, if you took statements on Wispy Mound, there is a secondary report up. Can you put names and statements in that, please?
10-4. I just need one more statement.
Where's... So this is what changes it. But number one, I don't have this key on my keyboard, so I can't accidentally be pressing that. In my tilde key, and I'm not accidentally pressing that. And you can actually see in my VOD, it happened when I ran plates, which was up. I have a 10 keyless keyboard. But I don't have anything rebound. But like randomly throughout the pursuit, oh gosh. Randomly throughout the pursuit, the car just went into sequential like manual mode for no reason. And it's also why I rebound my plate running to page up, page down. Because if what was happening is every time I ran a plate, it forced it back into like the manual portion of sequential. Prolos, listen, it's not that bad, I swear. It's all cars for me. It's happened in every time I've gotten into anyone's PD car with the sequential. If I run a plate, I'm pretty sure it happened in the Premiere or the Taurus or whatever. What I'm trying to say here is when my keybind for running plate was up and down and my shifting was up and down, same keys, despite being in the automatic mode of sequential, it forced it into the manual mode. Okay, I can press E. Can you remove the key from that action even if you don't have the key? So I didn't remove the primary key. The secondary key is the one I added because I can't press the primary one. I don't have a numpad. You replace both of these? In what sense? So it never triggers? But that's the thing. It shouldn't ever trigger because those keys don't have any overlap with the toggle of setting it to manual or auto. That's what I'm so confused about. It hasn't happened. Wait, did it happen when I relogged? I don't think it did. It has yet to happen. But in my VOD, you will very clearly see me struggling to shift in that pursuit. Key rollover? Oh, wait, it's happened.
Does anything else need documented?
Oh, wait, no, it didn't. No, it did. All I did was
Everything else has been documented.
try to run plates up and down. I'm stuck in 8th gear.
390 from 281 direct.
Go for 390.
I have a require first of all. Can I acquire the caller's gun from the armory? Armory, blah blah blah.
Which one do you need? Are you looking for an impact?
Yeah.
Hey, firm. Listen, if I'm being entirely honest with y'all, in shift 3, if it's just me, don't fucking ask. Just grab one, okay? And
Oh, say less. Oh, say less.
Because listen, unless it into SOPs, I don't want to. But more importantly, like, make sure it's safe. You know, make sure someone go with you. Make sure you put that shit away. Is there a keybind that locks your
I will
gear?
make sure that I'm gonna put it away, but yeah, I will be safe, right? I don't need anyone.
75, 76 CMC.
Don't know. Oops, pressing the wrong thing. Vehicles.
Sorry, sweet, nice
Transmission.
mission, bro.
Up, down. Clutch is Z. Don't press any of these while driving. This is the mode. Gear lock, not even bound. The only thing that's prompting this is up and down. That is it. And I have nothing else bound to up and down within vehicle stuff. Hello?
Hi, Rhodes. Subpoena should be ready.
Alright, let me take a look.
It's just more the safe than sorry, because the notebook was found in a property, but it's not like an owned property, but it's better to play it safe than sorry for these sort of things.
Alright. Alright, I will look into this and I will call you if I sign it. Or if I don't. Regardless, I'll call you.
Easy, thank you.
Okay, bye. Was found surrounded by ice with his body cut into. There was a notebook laying beside him. Titled Random Friend Lady with the description, target information. Legislation, search. I want a Control F so bad. Look. The search warrant is written as legislation refers to search and seizure warrant, subpoena of phone/bank and other records located within San Andreas, search of electronic devices or notebooks and other personal effects and storage. Unless the phone or SIM was abandoned. Kind of hilarious that I've never had to look at any of this before. If it's considered abandoned. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm looking on the browser MDT. It's considerably easier. One moment. I do like that this is specifically clarified, because we used to do this in 3.0. I used to, at least. Fine. Signed.
Easy. Thank you. I'm probably gonna have more coming through because I've got phone numbers to subpoena, but yeah,
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna just go.
I
full
I
force
will
with
I will have
straight
you know
away.
if my signature is going to be on the phone stuff, it needs to be very solid.
I know.
All right. Bye.
Might.
What am I making, a pizza character? I don't know that I will. So I will demonstrate the issue. I don't know what's causing it. I'm just gonna spam up. A key that has. Oop. You saw nothing.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you?
I am good. I saw you flipping through the air.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
just went for a bit of a trip, you know?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Uh-huh.
that.
Yep.
Was it
So where are you headed?
I was heading to apartments and then I saw you flying through the air.
Oh.
No, that's not what that does. That's not Air 1, you know that, right? That's a ground
Well,
vehicle.
you know, I've actually renamed this vehicle, instead of Air What, this is Jet 2.
Jet 2? Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I was going on a holiday. It was cut short by an abrupt
Oh.
landing. Yeah. We can pretend it didn't happen, though. I didn't see nothing. Did you see anything?
No.
Perfect. Because I
no.
definitely don't see your illegal window tint at the moment.
No, but I will say that strat might, I don't know, might help you catch the next tulip that you chase.
Oh, not the... Hold up. What did I call him again? Hold on.
Tulip Tiffany.
Yeah, Tulip Tiffany's.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'd only done ever seen a few people... I'm stuck in reverse. I only done seen a few people have tulip. Now everybody rocking a tulip.
Yeah, everybody has one now.
Yeah, just like everyone. Listen, I hope the Sultans and the Furores and the Thraxes. The only person who should have a Thrax is Jamal, and that's because his driving ability is so bad. He is actually on par with everyone else with one, driving in a straight line. Aside from that, no one else should have one.
Understandable.
How does that thing drive?
This thing, it definitely doesn't have speed like the tulip, but it's all right. It's nice.
Hey, this thing drove differently yesterday. Who's to say that the tulip don't end up being down bad tomorrow?
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying, I'm seeing a lot more tulips today than I have ever seen before.
Yeah. Listen, I think it'd be hilarious for people to dump their how much is a tulip? Do you know?
Well, I think it was like maybe 80K, 60K before people started buying it.
What are they now?
I haven't looked. Someone said it's probably around like 800K now, but I don't actually know. I haven't looked myself.
I'm just saying, I think it'd be hilarious if everyone jumped on the bandwagon and suddenly tomorrow, it's the worthless tulip, you know? Who?
Oh, yeah.
I'd be laughing. I'm just saying.
I'd be laughing too.
Stay safe. Okay, so, I don't know what's causing it. I don't have overlap in the keybind. What'd you say? Huh. What could cause it? Oh, it's pissing me off. Okay, here's the reality. Right now, pressing up and down runs my plates, right? Pressing page up shifts, pressing page down shifts, right? I'm spamming page up right now. But because I'm in sequential auto, it's not shifting, right? If I change... So realistically, I can have overlapping keybinds here without a problem. Right? If I'm in the normal mode, where it's auto, I should be able to run plates with an overlapping keybind and it shouldn't shift. Downshift, upshift, right? See? This is how it should be. I should be able to run plates in sequential auto and not have a problem. Here's the issue. I did nothing there. It's back in fucking... I don't get it. Okay, I've already pressed my tilde key twice. Or once. I had to press it twice to get it back. So all I'm going to do is spam up and down. To run plates. Oop. It happens in every car I've done this in. It's not specific to the Scout. It has to be a PD car, I'm assuming. Page up and down is not run plate. No, I've just rebound it to up arrow, down arrow. I should not be driving at these speeds. The Scout's going to catch fire again like it did in that pursuit in this area. But I'm just spamming up and down to see if, like, to see what prompts it. Like, every different run plate you see there is rear and front, up and down, back to back. Okay, I'm looking at my VOD because I know exactly where I was when it happened in the pursuit. We were on Del Perro. Not Del Perro. Olympic. Through here. Maze Bank. Running there. Still at the bottom. Okay, we lost him here, which means... is before this. Okay, perfect example. Right here. 1 second. Let me close out other tabs. If I do this...
Slow, left and northbound.
So I'm stuck in 6th right now, struggling to turn.
1
4, 5, 6. I've touched nothing.
Full send eastbound Boulevard Del Perro.
I haven't even ran a plate. And we're stuck in 6th gear making this left.
Heavy slow, left and northbound sideways. Right, eastbound.
Oh my god, you can't even see. Holy fuck. I don't know why my sequential Hold on. Why isn't this showing?
You know, we're just
Alright, guys. I thought you guys
basically
could see what I was
Boulevard
showing.
Perro.
Here. Give me a moment.
Perro,
So we're in 6th gear.
full send eastbound Boulevard of
Just Struggling shifted to into turn. 6th.
You know, one secondary gain eastbound Boulevard of Perro. Full send eastbound Boulevard of Perro. Also Madwin Thunder.
And then this happens again.
Slow.
3-5 en route to the laundromat.
I'm stuck in.
Right, eastbound Spanish.
Wait.
Oh, left and northbound.
Yeah, I was stuck in
February.
6th here. And I have to
Right,
spam
eastbound, Spanish.
the lock button. Or not lock button, but the like
I don't
the
know
key to shift it. If I fast forward, West El Perro, they had to.
Belgian, temporary left and north. EB. Yeah.
It happens again
Pushing Carson, slow, I believe.
when we regain
Hidden.
visual, and they were
Primary hold
on
right here.
Strawberry. Or,
the freeway here.
mostly two going the left.
I'm in
west
4th.
side of Capitol. Approaching Strawberry.
I'm stuck in 5th.
22 going through the repair spot here. 60 holy.
Full sending westbound, merging on. And I get stuck in 5th the whole time. Why is this happening? My sequential keeps fucking up. Left eastbound Innocence. They've U-turned. They're now northbound. And then when I was at the front of the bank, you'll see it happen while I'm running not yet. Page up and down. Okay, so before this, because I'm already talking about it, never. You can.
393.
Sorry, is that
Over to the front. So I run this plate. I recall.
559?
I can't go in reverse now. The plate thing is going to trigger me, and it's because I pressed up. But again, to be clear, I rolled up in automatic mode, which means even if I did press those buttons, it should have never touched the sequential.
Sorry, is that an T at Maze Bank?
Does that make sense? From the 90 call has not yet gone out. However, we are dealing with a hostage situation at the rear side. Gear 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Up arrow to run a plate. Stuck. Oh my god, the plate thing is going to trigger me. What do I do? It makes no sense. Sorry. Hey.
You're okay. How you doing, Rhodes?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How are you?
Doing okay.
Ruth repaired our car. We did not admin repair this, by the way.
Just saw Turner is no longer chief.
Yeah. You know what? Pull up over here. While it upsets me, I think Turner is one of the few in a very unique position right now. And I'm trying to convince him. Well, our Constitution states that the mayor shall appoint either a sheriff or a chief of police, right?
Yeah, you know, all that stemmed from me standing up to the mayor saying he can't
Correct.
just take over the PD.
Correct. Here's the reality. At the end of the day, it does not state that they can fire someone or demote. And if someone were to be given the position, is that only in the event of a vacancy? Is it in the event where there is just a new mayor who can just decide to reshuffle the entirety of high command? These are things that haven't been challenged in court, and Turner is kind of the only one withstanding to do so. If he was relieved of his duties, per the mayor, he can finally... I'm not going to say he can finally. He can be the person to finally challenge the mayor's power. Because as it stands, we're kind of just under the assumption, or everyone's under the assumption that they can. I firmly believe that they can't.
I've been fully against this since, you know, Mayor started trying to take the power over the PD.
Mm-hmm.
And we have criminals in, you know, the cabinets. how can we have a criminal organization run the PD?
Precisely. Not only that, for Los Santos specifically, do you recall why the Constitution changed?
Max wanted power.
But in addition to that, the not the Los Santos. Well, actually, yes. The way the Constitution. Well, there was the council before, but the way the Constitution was written at the time did not state that it applies to the state of San Andreas. It stated Los Santos. And as we know, Los Santos is only the southern portion of the island, not the entirety of the island. Therefore, when Soze had his situation that occurred up north, his argument was, well, the Constitution doesn't apply here. Then the two counties were specifically clarified in the Constitution. But if you look at the Constitution as it's written, if we're being pedantic, right, we could have drawn a logical conclusion that it was just that Constitution was written years prior. It was sort of just universally accepted as like, we all understand this applies everywhere and not just the city. But if we're going to be that pedantic, then why aren't we doing it now? Pull up the Constitution on your MDT. Go to legislation, then type Constitution under search.
Okay.
And let me know once you've done that.
I don't think it's in the MDT.
It is, so you have to keep scrolling. If you type Constitution in the search bar, you also have to press Enter. It should narrow it down, but it's at the very bottom. Alternatively, I can give you a report number. It might be easier. Okay. So, do me a favor. Article 2, Section 3. Read the first sentence.
Los Santos County shall have legislative authority over its jurisdiction and be responsible for the governance, public services, and local laws that pertain to residents and operations within Santos.
Where's Santos?
Yeah, that's... Huh.
I think we can all acknowledge it's a typo, and it's intended to be Los Santos, but if we couldn't draw the conclusion that the Constitution applied to the entirety of the state of San Andreas before because it was written as Los Santos, do they have any power?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many vague things. The chief of police shall be appointed, but from what I've heard, the mayors are not just appointing. They're trying to appoint and also run.
Uh-huh.
And I've, since the beginning, I've seen it as, the head of police should be a separate branch of the mayors. Equal, but separate power.
I think, a mayor can give suggestions to directive that a sheriff or chief of police can take into account when leading the police department. If a mayor feels that there is too much liability within the police department, improving on things, yeah, sure, absolutely. But a mayor should have zero say in who leads the PD. Now, obviously, it specifically states they can appoint, right? I'm not denying that.
Doesn't say they can remove. You can appoint a second chief of police.
Exactly. But what's the actual thing that's occurring if someone else is appointed? Do we now have two chiefs of police? Is the other person removed?
Right.
Is the other person demoted? Like what?
Yeah, it says nothing about removing anybody, only appointing.
Correct. And so my big issue stems from the fact that, number one, again, I truly believe that the mayor should have no say in who runs the police department. I
believe they should have budgetary control and,
I
should
agree.
be able to influence, but I've never agreed with the mayor being able to have their hands directly in PD and be privy to PD information.
I agree. It's why when Frost got sheriff and he finally showed up in Shift 3, I grilled him on what directive he received from the mayor. Those directives being stuff like a restructure, things being too clicky and wanting to sort of separate those cliques. And I thought to myself, like, if I was the sheriff, not that I want that position, but if I was,
Hey, are we
I
going to
would
that cash
Begin to
exchange,
move it upwards
kindly,
still?
guys?
I would kindly
haven't heard
request that the
anyone
mayor
on
fuck off and
radio.
stay in his lane.
Yeah.
Because no one's
And
gonna
mayors
tell
don't
me.
like that, because then they're gonna tell officers
I think if
to investigate
No,
you for
it's
tied
treason
up.
for that.
Well, here's
Sorry, 176.
here's the thing.
I haven't noticed.
I tried pushing Turner when I found out. I approached
Alright,
him
I'll go with you, and we can...
almost immediately and pretty much said, Turner, like, listen, even if you agree with the mayor's decision, we need you to argue this in court, not to get you back in the chief position. If you want to concede that position, that's fine.
But for the better of the PD to
exactly,
have these
exactly.
laid out,
So we can have it further clarified. Because if hypothetically the chief of police is, you know, or can be fired or demoted, number one, I think the important aspect here is that they sort of inherently can demote anyone. If you can demote the highest rank, why couldn't you demote anyone beneath them?
What
is
what
a workaround, if they can fire, is a workaround promoting a cadet to chief of police and then firing them, right? Like, there are avenues of abuse that can be taken advantage of if we don't get clarification on this.
and already have been.
Exactly. Additionally, the other thing was right now we can make a corporal position.
What if High Command decides to make chief of police the same rank as a cadet and just call it something
that's
different?
What I was. That's what I was just about to bring up.
Appoint a cadet.
Now, you might have PTSD from what I'm about to say, but if we made a rank above chief of police, commissioner, we can determine
about this.
We can determine our own police structure. Will the chief of police or sheriff stay underneath them in rank? Because this presents a two-part issue in that, number one, while I like that general idea of removing full control because the commissioner could keep directive and high command generally the same and be the one to actually provide directive to a newer sheriff or chief of police, how do we determine who is the sheriff, or not sheriff, but commissioner? Under what circumstances can they be fired? But again, that's an internal rank within a police department. And if it's just specifically clarifying they pick a sheriff or they pick a chief of police and that's no longer the highest rank within, I mean, is that how we remove power from the mayor?
Then it's also like the commissioner could also fire the chief. The mayor can keep appointing. The commissioner can keep firing.
Exactly. I mean, straight up, I think it's just incredibly unhealthy for the mayor every 90 days to potentially change high command.
Does not allow the PD to be stable, which is part of
there's never a solid structure.
Issues. Yeah.
100%. Here's the other aspect of this. There are, so when I brought up the commissioner thing, people brought up, well, how would we fire a commissioner or something to that extent? Any law enforcement officer is subject to being, correct me if I'm wrong, ACR'd.
Yes, and that was always their point of, you know, the mayor having so much power, they could just be ACR'd, so that was their power check. Exactly.
Why doesn't that apply to chief of police?
Like that. This
Straight up.
argument is insane, Rhodes, because this is exactly my argument a year and a half ago.
Because when that was brought up, I was like, that is a valid concern. What avenues would we have in the event where the commissioner, because again, let's just assume the mayor can in fact fire. The commissioner would then, like, how would we get rid of him? But it truly does come down to ACRs. That is the legal recourse.
If that was in place, adding in a legislation, like pushing for it, whoever the commissioner, I feel like if they weren't on board for this, it would be obviously crazy. A vote of no confidence, where if a majority of the PD or some sort of number voted no confidence in the commissioner, they would be removed as a backup as well. So not just ACR, but if they're really shitty, messing things up, the PD could also kind of uprise and take it back.
Yep. Let me. What the fuck is the?
I was actually talking tonight that there
ACR?
needed to be something. In my mind, like, the structure of the entirety of the PD could be improved, where marshals, I believe, should be a detective unit. They need to actually be trained as police officers, as well as their additional training for the tools and stuff. And they should be detective. They should have their own high command. BCSO should have their own high command, and LSPD have their own high command. You have 3 sort of different departments that operate separately but help each other out.
I 1000% agree. I'm trying to find, where is the ACR legislation? I have to figure out the titling. Hold on.
Yeah, Knight was saying I need a higher position. I'm like, I'm only available on the weekends.
What the fuck is...
Which the crazy thing is, I do think whoever is in the lead, like having a commissioner that isn't around 24/7 would allow, you know, the chiefs and sheriffs to do their job appropriately, but then also be there to handle issues.
Do you recall what the ACR legislation was? Oh, right here. Impeachment and authority conduct review. It specifically states any person is able to file for impeachment of a government employee within the state of San Andreas with a valid reason or an authority conduct review against any government entities. This includes but is not limited to any sitting mayor, justice, law enforcement officer, medical employee, or any other government employee. Authority conduct reviews, this includes but is not limited to government entity command groups, subgroups, and internal boards. These requests require proof that a reasonable action has been taken to rectify the matter prior to appeal, which is interesting because it seemingly sounds like Turner was surprised by this, which leads me to believe that there wasn't any reasonable action that had been taken to rectify the matter and wouldn't even allow the mayor to file an ACR.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. The mayor would actually have to go through the process of filing the ACR. Like, the mayor doesn't just get to decide.
No, you are 1000% correct. Here's the reality. The DOJ has a $50,000 filing fee if they were to do an ACR. Any legislative authority, $50,000. A people's petition is free if they have 50 signatures, or a $250,000, submission fee.
Yeah.
And it can be for dereliction of duty, exceeding the mandate of their office. I was originally thinking I think this would qualify under exceeding the mandate of their office, but it is not on the basis of how that's written, which is the governmental collective has overstepped its purview and can demonstrably be shown to be imposing its influence outside of a just interpretation of their purpose and function. I'm going to assume it's going to be deemed a reasonable interpretation and that they can appoint, and so it won't be deemed appropriate. So, just to clarify, if it's deemed they don't have this power, I don't think it's unreasonable to assume that they did, and therefore it wouldn't qualify for that.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But yeah, straight up corruption, misconduct, constitutional breach.
Don't they have criminals in their cabinet? Can't you claim that's corruption?
Not inherently. I think it's tricky. Because obviously it leads to concerns of how should I word this? Concerns of bias.
Yeah.
But also an overwhelming majority of people are criminals.
The only thing is, I don't know if you saw that legislation that they took down. They're trying to add all members of the mayor's cabinet as being protected as a government employee. It was one of the ones, Rizal, they put up. It had a looking at gang-related shooting charges being increased. Which I'm hoping wasn't connected to the most recent one because I wasn't looking. But it had in there including any members of the cabinet, which my sort of issue is if you have criminals in the cabinet doing criminal things, we have to now anybody who shoots them gets government of an employee. Attempted murder.
I don't find that to be reasonable. I think the reason for that, I think under certain circumstances, if these individuals are at City Hall or are in a mayor's office, and they are attacked, I think it's fair to assume that they are a part of an office, right? But an overwhelming majority of the outlined government employees have uniforms to identify us. I would argue the ones that typically don't are going to be like lawyers, judges, and typically they're in suits. Oftentimes at City Hall, not always. I understand, some people are on call, but like, hell, even PD tow, they're going to be in their towing uniform. Yeah. A gang member not dressed in any specific attire, just being out taking phone call, like, I don't like the idea of them being classed as government employees. It should, I don't know.
I just think if you have a criminal record, being classed as a government employee is not appropriate. I can see the argument for being in the cabinet, but I don't think they should hold the same power as people who have, clean records.
I think if they're targeted,
of like 10 times gang-related shooting.
I think if they're targeted for the purpose of trying to influence stuff within the mayor's office, I think that's one thing, and that those situations should, in my opinion, be classified as, government employee because they are working within that capacity. But outside of that, like, again, if Denzel Wallace, who's a part of Manor, is just out driving and gets targeted because he is part of the Manor and they're at war with someone else, I don't think we should be charging attempted murder of a government employee.
Right. But you're assuming some of these officers have good intentions, which I would like to assume, but I have seen the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
like
with anything.
Even for example, so there's the first report today I looked at incidents, shooting at MRPD, class 2. This McGregor, probably criminal. He had a gun out, said he was being shot at, ran into PD, and then ran out. He did hold up a civilian and take their car, steal the car, and leave. And he was shot down. The officers didn't witness him shooting anybody. He brandished a firearm and stole a car and was just shot. They said if he got into the car, they were going to shoot him.
That's an interesting one.
Like in this, and then his charges also like criminal use of a firearm. He was GSR positive, so he had shot at some point. But I don't know. I feel like just opening fire on somebody for stealing a car is a little much.
I'm kind of on the line. I guess it would depend on, like, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it type deal. And yeah. I feel like this situation could go either way. I mean, I'm looking at the statements, and I mean, while yes, they were brandishing, took it from a civilian, was told countless times to be shot if he takes off. See, with the context of knowing that he had gone to Mission Row because he was being shot, I mean, it sort of presents a two-part.
Yeah,
it's like a two-part.
That's where I think
like,
it's even worse.